And welcome back to part two of uh, this fan club episode two. Um, I guess I should reintroduce myself. I am Fanboy1977. I apologize for not introducing myself earlier. I just figured all my millions and millions of fans, dozens, whatever, would already know who I am. Anyway, um, So those were my thoughts earlier on the Royal Rumble. We move to Monday Night Raw, which is live from Las Vegas. Um, of course, we get a little video package about what happened. I didn't really dig in the new video package. Just voiceover guy, kind of cheesy, but what can you do? Um, of course, being from Las Vegas, that means the return of the Raw Roulette wheel. Um, eh, Raw Roulette wheel. It kind of adds to the anything could happen aspect. Although, um, if you really watch closely, you can kind of predict what's going to happen, even though kind of same when they do the Raw active or beforehand when they did the fan vote match. Anytime they do the fans vote type of matches, um, they always have a way of skewing the votes and getting people to vote the way they want them to vote. Um, so this always this kind of the same thing. Anyway, the first match of the night they announced will be Antonio Cesaro versus Randy Orton with special guest referee. Um, but the match doesn't start out the night. The night starts out with the former WWE champion CM Punk coming down to the ring. Excuse me, to redress his grievances with the fans. In other words, to throw a Christian-like fit. Uh, this is actually great. I actually like this. He basically came down and said that he hadn't lost, that he'd been screwed worse than Brett had at Montreal. That this would forever now be known as the Phoenix Screw Job. Um, he said that as far as he was concerned, he was still the champion. That he even went so far as to call himself the true People's Champion. And The Rock was a fraud, and um, that Vince McMahon was a cheater, and um, yeah, it was just really um, Vince came out not long after that and said that he had video proof that proved that Heyman and Punk were working with the Shield, and that he would be doing a performance review later on. Um, Not a lot. Uh, Overall, I'd say this Raw was just kind of eh, nothing special, especially considering this was the first Raw after Rumble, and this was usually the time when you see returns when um, the road to WrestleMania really kicks off, and you really start seeing some great things, great storylines starting, and storylines coming to a head. That's more of what you see, I think, at this time of year, is storylines starting to come to a head because it seems like you build up towards WrestleMania. I mean, traditionally that's what you do is you build up towards WrestleMania, and I really didn't see a whole lot of that. There really wasn't a whole lot of the only like building storyline build-ups here. I can't even remember all the matches that happened, honestly. That's horrible. Um, the Cesaro um, Orton match with special guest referee Miz. Nothing special. Miz did a bunch of duck faces. Said really a few times, I think. Uh, um, Match ends. Miz distracts Cesaro just long enough for Orton to get back up. It's the RKO. Orton poses, and that was it. Trying to think of what else do we had. Any other notable things that happened before the end of the night? Kylie's trying to sing the Heartbreak Kids theme song was interesting. I I can say this: Kylie wrestles better than he sings, and Kylie can't wrestle to save his life, which says something. Yeah. Um, Bernie B came out, ended up in a little squash with Kali and Zack Ryder, who happened to be there too. The Make Me Laugh segment. I actually did get kind of a chuckle when they said that it was a Make Me Laugh segment, and the camera pans and there's Ryback standing there. That was kind of funny. Um, it was just an excuse to get Ryback out there to beat up two guys at once. Um, yeah. Um, the funniest skit of the night they did though was when they did the lingerie pillow fight. They spin the wheel and it lands on lingerie pillow fight, and the camera pans to see Tensai um, with this kind of look like he wasn't going to do it, and storms off, and you see Brodus Clay there, and it was just a funny little segment. And with Clay, with Vicky saying, we can't do this with Vince in the building doing performance reviews. You know, I can't risk doing this, and spin the wheel again, and it lands on, of course, Dance Off. That's again why it's supposed to be unpredictable, but really, it lands on Dance Off with a character that dances as part of his gimmick. Right, really unpredictable there, WWE. Wow. I would have never have guessed that one. Wow. Anyway, um, it looks like a possible face turn for Tensai, maybe in the form of a tag team, it's sort of a jobber tag team with Clay and Tensai. Um, not really a big fan of both, of either one of them, especially Clay. Not a fan of Clay's. Don't like the gimmick. But that's a video for another day. Um, Cena announces that he'll be going after the WWE Championship. Shield comes out and attacks him. Um, I really like how they're doing the Shield, letting them take out top guys, um, take out Cena, take out Sheamus, and really putting him over as being this just vicious, really strong group of guys, and doing things that that with like back in the NWO days, it would have taken like 50 guys to do. They're doing with three. Um, I know it's just really, really good. I really like it. But anyway, the performance review. Um, it was really good. I really liked it. I loved Heyman's promo when Vince asked him if he had ever lied before, and Heyman said that he lies every day of his life. That he does because he's a promoter, and that's what promoters do. They lie to survive. Like, I have lied through my teeth. I have lied, 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 lied. I have lied swearing to God. I have lied swearing to my everything I have. And then he turns around and says, but I am not lying about this. And then the video's shown, and there's Heyman with Brad Maddox and the Shield, which leads to the Shield beating down Maddox. Um, and then Heyman turning around and saying, it wasn't me. And then blaming it on an impersonator, that they're here in Las Vegas and there are impersonators all around. It must have been an impersonator. Uh, yeah, it was really, really funny. Which, of course, um, as Vince is about to fire him, that leads to the return of Brock Lesnar. Um, I like the interaction there too, with um, Heyman basically begging Brock not to do anything, to telling Vince to leave the ring, please leave the ring, please leave the ring. Um, and after Vince getting the F5, which I gotta give it to him, for a 60-some-year-old guy to take an F5 like that. Thumbs up to you, Vince. I wouldn't do it. Um, and then the show ending with Heyman almost distraught, asking, saying, what did you do? What did you do? Oh my God, what did you do? What did you do? Just that scared, paranoid, worried about what would happen, what the consequences of this would be for him and for Lesnar. But I think you could tell it was more for him. What the consequences for him would be for this. Um, so anyway, out of a possible 10 stars, I would give the Royal Rumble a 7. And for out of a possible 10 stars, I would give Raw a 5. And that's being somewhat generous. So, um, that's about it for today. Those were my two reviews. I will be doing another review of Raw next week. So until then, this is Fanboy1977, and sorry about that. Let's bring him up here. The Bug. Say hello. Hello. Signing off until next time, saying